In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up Rode's new Lavalier 2, their premium quality lavalier microphone. But there are some things you need to be aware of, or you could significantly affect the quality of your sound. Stick around and I'll step you through some simple steps first, and if you need more help, highlight in a little bit more detail. These are the steps you need to take to set up the microphone correctly. You place the microphone into that little clip, then fold this flat cable inside the clip and into the cable restraint. Place on the little windsock on the top and you're ready to go. Feed the microphone cable down through the talent's clothing and clip on the microphone so that it picks up good audio without distortion. Then if you're using radio gear, plug the microphone into the microphone input on the transmitter and select the appropriate settings on the companion application. Then when you open the app of your choice, confirm that you have a good audio feed from your microphone to the input of your camera. That's a really quick overview. Now stick around. I'm going to step through each of those processes much more steadily. And if you've got any questions, please put them in the comments section. To set up the microphone into the supplied clip, there's a couple of things that you need to be aware of. The microphone element is on the front of the lav mic and not the top. And even though this is an omnidirectional microphone, you can understand the problems setting up the lav mic with it facing your clothing. It could actually inadvertently affect the sound. So make sure it's facing forward. You may think this is obvious, but when you have the windsock on top, it's identical on the front and the back. Underneath the microphone head, there's a little groove and that goes into the clip. And I found that it's easier putting it in sideways and then rotating it 90 degrees. Now, to set up the cable so it's restrained properly, you open up the clip and then lay your cable inside the clip. Then over the top, and it goes into the little cable restraint at the back. So just to help you appreciate how that goes, you've got your cable running from your microphone through your clip, over the top, and then down through the cable restraint, and just use your fingernail to push that in, or a blunt object. Now you can place the windsock on top, and I'll show you how that looks with a little bit of card, just to give you an idea of how it sits onto your clothing. So there's your microphone and how it would sit on your shirt. Now, I have noticed that some set up this microphone and just let the cable hang down and then into the garment. But what you can find happen is that if the microphone cable gets tugged, the microphone can actually twist on your garment. Anyway, that's a personal choice for you to make. There's a couple of ways you can set up the microphone cable. Firstly, you could use the upper drain pipe method, which I've used so many times. You just grab a hold of the cable and pull it down through your shirt, and then you can clip your microphone onto the collar wherever you please. The good part about the new Lavalier 2 is it's always facing forward anyway once you've got it set up correctly. If you're working with talent and you're a little bit concerned about modesty, you might want to use something like this little counterweight. Rode have made one and it's called a mic drop. It's basically just a sinker like on a fishing rod, and it temporarily clips onto your microphone plug and then slides down through the talent's clothing, and you can easily get it out through the bottom of the shirt or blouse or something like that. Take it off and then clip on the microphone. With the microphone clipped on and your cable down through the clothing, be careful that you leave a little bit of a loop somewhere, so if for some reason the transmitter gets pulled or stretched if the person sits down, that it doesn't drag on the microphone and pull it. As you can see what happens if the microphone gets pulled. Okay, so just see that that's right. Then the microphone jack can go into the input of your transmitter. That's if you're using wireless gear, of course. And there you have it. If you choose to connect the new Lavalier 2 to any wireless gear, the first thing you need to do is make sure your wireless gear is up to date with the current firmware. When you open up the app, it gives you a little reminder anyway to make sure that that's up to date. Plugging in the receiver, there's a couple of things you need to check before you start recording. Two devices are activated here. You've got a receiver and also a transmitter. There's a number of personal settings that you can set up for the receiver and the transmitter, but I'm particularly concerned at the moment for the gain control. So the gain on the wireless Go 2 receiver. So at the moment it says low. I'm going to select high. And the other option is, because I'm only using one microphone, I want it across both channels. So instead of it being split, I'm going to merged mode. So that gives me the single microphone across the two channels into my mobile phone. So with the mobile app set up, I can actually go into an application, and I'm going to use Filmic Pro because it gives me a nice audio readout on the right hand side, and I can just check a couple of settings. One, it says external, which means that there's an external audio device coming in, and the microphone's connected to the transmitter, and there we have an indication that it's all connected. So I'm ready to start filming. If you want to have a listen to the Lavalier 2 and compare it to the Lavalier Go and also the Smart Lav microphones, in my next video I'm going to plug them into Rode's new audio interface, the AI Micro. Now I believe this is a real game changer for mobile creators, because it plugs into not only an iPhone and gives a stereo input, but also they supply leads for a PC and Mac and also Android devices. You don't need to buy any other cables. Everything's supplied and they plug straight into the AI Micro. Plus there's a mobile app that goes with this device as well. So anyway, stick around for our next video, and if you want a reminder, make sure you subscribe so you can get updates for our next video. If you've got any comments or questions, please leave those in the comment section. Till next time, I'll catch you later.